What up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. You're listening to the Entertainment Report on iHeartRadio, live from Orlando, Florida for Tuesday, June 26, 2018, delivering some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo, that's RAYMELO, on Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to the show anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. The Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Science on Monday invited Abigail Breslin, Andrew Bragger, Alison Brie, Hannibal Buress, Emilia Clarke, and Dave Chappelle to join its membership. Also among the 928 artists asked to join the body that votes on the Oscars honoring excellence in the film are Navin Andrews, Gemma Arterton, Timothy Chalamet, Olivia Colman, Kim Dickens, Ty Diggs, Omar Epps, Eva Green, Jennifer Grey, Regina Hall, Lena Headey, Lily James, King Jean, Rashida Jones, Toby Jones, Mindy Kaling, Daniel Kaluuya, Diana Kruger, Adrian Lester, Blake Lively, Derek Luke, Audra McDonald, Olivia Munn, Kamal Najani, Kal Penn, Mikhail Pfeiffer, Daisy Ridley, Amber Tamlin, Amy Schumer, Liv Tyler, Blair Underwood, Benedict Wong, and Evan Rachel Wood. 49% of the 2018 invitees are female and 38% are people of color, the Academy said. The Academy is actively trying to be more inclusive since it was criticized for having no people of color among its acting nominees at the 2015 and 2016 Oscars. Oscar actor Russell Crowe signed on to play media mogul Roger Ailes in a Showtime limited series, the network announced Monday. Showtime did not say when the project is expected to be in its announcement on Twitter. The program will be an adaptation of Gabriel Sherman's book, The Loudest Voice in the Room. Ailes died in May 2017 of complications from a fall in his Florida home. He was 77. He resigned from Fox News, where he served as chairman and chief executive officer since the network's inception in 1996 amid sexual harassment allegations in July 2016. Crowe's credits include LA Confidential, Gladiator, A Beautiful Mind, American Gangster, Cinderella Man, and Les Miserables. He will soon be heard narrating the documentary Turtle Odyssey. Filmmaker Kevin Smith announced on his podcast that his pop culture-themed docuseries Comic Book Men won't return for an 8th season. Smith tweeted Sunday with the link to the podcast. After 96 episodes, the at Comic Book Men AMC are now the Cancelled Book Men. On a new #SM heard Walt, Bry, Ming, Mike, and I hold a Viking funeral for our at AMC_TV show and reminisce about the happy highlights of 7 seasons, with big at Tell 'em Steve Dave news. Set in a New Jersey comic book and memorabilia store, the show starred Smith with his friends Walt Flanagan, Brian Johnson, Mike Zipkick, and Ming Chen. Smith suffered a massive heart attack in March, but has since been on the mend and resumed his stand-up comedy tour. He is known for starring in, writing, and directing the films Clerks, Dogma, Chasing Amy's, Mallrats, and Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Toni Collette, Merritt Wever, and Kaitlyn Dever have signed on to star in the Netflix series Unbelievable, the streaming service announced Monday. Lisa Chonedenko, whose credits include Laurel Canyon and The Kids Are All Right, is to direct the first 3 episodes of the drama, which is based on an unbelievable story of rape, a Pulitzer Prize-winning article by the Marshall Project and ProPublica. The news release from the streaming service says Collette and Wever play detectives whose lives become intertwined in their mutual pursuit of a possible serial rapist. No anticipated debut date for the show was announced. Wilmer Valderrama has signed 2 deals with CBS, including one to keep him on NCIS and another for his WV Entertainment Studios to develop projects for the network. The actor who portrays Special Agent Nick Torres on NCIS will be returning for the long-running drama's upcoming 16th season, with the option to return for a potential 17th season deadline reported. Valderrama joined NCIS in season 14, with first contracts coming to an end with season 15. WV Entertainment, meanwhile, has signed on a first-look deal with CBS to develop scripted and unscripted projects with a focus on diversity. Valderrama said in a statement, "As someone who migrated to the United States at 14 years old, I'm immensely passionate about this opportunity to create engaging and culturally relevant projects with CBS television studios." Valderrama has produced through WV Entertainment, the Hollywood Puppet Show for Fuse, Handy Mandy, Handy Manny for Playhouse Disney, and Douglas Family Gold for Oxygen. He is producing and will be voicing an upcoming animated film, Charming. Bride-to-be Kaley Cuoco enjoyed a magical bachelorette party Saturday. The 32-year-old actress was fiat by family and friends ahead of her wedding to equestrian Carl Cook. Cuoco shared a photo Sunday on Instagram of dozens of balloons at her party. She thanked her friends and family in the caption. The star wrote, "The most magical night ever," adding a heart emoji. "Thank you to my amazing friends and family for celebrating my future as Mrs. Cook. I have never felt more love." Cuoco and her guests included mom Lane Cuoco and sister Brianna. Spend the night dancing to Beyonce, Madonna, Britney Spears, and other pop stars. Cuoco also shared a video of herself dancing to Bruce Springsteen's Glory Days. She wrote, "All at Petty Leo. Wanted to hear last night was Glory Days. Thank you for capturing the one moment at the real Lacey," referencing Mean Girls actress Lacey Charbet. Hashtag KC Squared, DJ at Joshua Evan Greenberg nailed it. The Big Bang Theory star got engaged to Cook in December after more than a year of dating. She was previously wed to Ryan Sweeting, for whom she split in September 2015 after less than 2 years of marriage. The actress said in the May issue of Cosmopolitan, "I honestly thought I wouldn't get married again. My ex ruined that word for me." She added, "I knew I just had to be patient. I had to go through a lot of things, but it brought me to Carl." A division of the American Library Association voted to remove Laura Ingalls Wilder's name from a Children's Literature Award. The board of the Association for Library Service to Children voted unanimously on Saturday to rename the Laura Ingalls Wilder Award as the Children's Literature Legacy Award due to the author's portrayal of Native Americans and African Americans in her books. The LAA said Laura Ingalls Wilder's books have been and will continue to be deeply meaningful to many readers. Although Wilder's work holds a significant place in the history of children's literature and continues to be read today, ALSC has had to grapple with the inconsistency between Wilder's legacy and its core values of inclusiveness, integrity, and respect, and responsiveness through an award that bears Wilder's name. Ingalls was the first recipient of the award, which honored authors or illustrators whose books were published in the United States and had a significant and lasting contribution to children's literature in 1954 for her Little House on the Prairie book series. Throughout the series, multiple characters remarked the only good Indian is a dead Indian, and Wilder described one setting as a place where there were no people, only Indians who lived there. The LAA says Wilder's books are a product of her life experience and perspective as a settler in America 1800s. Her work reflects dated cultural attitudes towards indigenous people and people of color that contradict modern acceptance, celebration, and understanding of diverse communities. ALSC works within the contents of our society as a whole, where the conversation stays inform our work and help us articulate our core values and support of diverse populations. The LAA added the decision to change the name was made after much consideration and fact-finding and has, quote, no reflection on past winners or their achievements. The association says changing the name of the award should not be viewed as an attempt to censor, limit, or deter access to Wilder's books and materials, but rather as an effort to align the award's title with ALSC's core values. We help adults think critically about Wilder's books and the discussions that can take place around them. Katherine Heigl apologized Sunday after taking, quote, inappropriate photos in a cemetery. The 39-year-old actress spoke out in an Instagram video Sunday after facing criticism from the since-deleted photo shoot with husband Josh Kelly. She said in the clip, "I noticed on my Instagram page that the post I posted earlier was getting a lot of reaction, and I realized you guys are right. It was not appropriate, it was disrespectful, and I've taken it down." Heigl and Kelly have visited the cemetery in Buffalo, New York, where Heigl's late brother Jason Heigl and grandparents are buried. The actress shared photos of herself smiling and posing with various headstones. Heigl explained in an apology video, "It's kind of a heavy thing to go and visit my loved one's graves, and I decided to find some levity and humor and didn't realize how inappropriate I was being." She says, "I deeply apologize, and I thank you guys for understanding that sometimes I don't think things through clearly enough, and I'm grateful for your input and for giving me a heads up when I may be going too far." Kelly kept a video of his own account of himself pretending to walk with someone at the cemetery. Heigl can be heard laughing in the background. The 38-year-old singer wrote, adding a smiling face emoji, "Visiting our loved ones today, and I ran into an old friend at Katherine Heigl, caught this intimate moment." Mom-to-be Chanel Iman is expecting a daughter with NFL player Sterling Shepard. The 27-year-old model at her beautiful baby shower with family and friends Saturday. Iman shared a photo on Instagram of herself and Shepard at the celebration. The picture shows the couple sitting on a pink couch with floral arrangements in the background. Iman wrote, "It's a girl," adding pink emojis. Shepard's mom, Sherry Shepard, and sisters Ashley and Shelby hosted the shower in Oklahoma. Iman's friend and fellow model Rose Bertram were among the other guests in attendance. Iman captioned another picture, "So ready for this little girl. Thank you at Sherry Shep3, at Chevy_Shep_, at Ashley_Shep for a beautiful baby shower." The former Victoria's Secret model married Shepard in March. She announced on Mother's Day in May that she was expecting her first child with the New York Giants wide receiver. Iman wrote at the time, "Daddy and Mommy can't wait to meet you. As I approach motherhood, I want to wish a happy Mother's Day to all mothers and mommies-to-be." Danish actress Brigitte Nielsen is a mom of 5. The 54-year-old Red Sonja star welcomed the daughter Frida with husband Matteo Desi Friday, June 22nd in L.A., according to People. The couple told the magazine, "We are overjoyed to welcome our beautiful daughter into our lives. It's been a long road and so worth it. We've never been more in love." Nielsen confirmed the news Saturday on Twitter, sharing a heart emoji and a link to the People article. The actress had announced her pregnancy with the baby bump photo in May. She wrote at the time, "Family getting larger, #me, #family, #Brigitte Nielsen, #baby bump." Nielsen is also parents to 4 sons, 34-year-old Julian with Casper Winding, 28-year-old Killian with Mark Gastineau, and 25-year-old Douglas, and 23-year-old Raul with Raul Mayer. She married Desi in July 2006. In addition to Red Sonja, Nielsen is known for such films as Rocky IV and Beverly Hills Cop 2. She also appeared on the German version of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Heather Locklear was arrested Sunday and faces 2 misdemeanor counts of battery against police and emergency personnel. Locklear was placed into custody at her home in Ventura County, California, after police were called to the residence a second time. Police first responded to another disturbance, but determined no crime had occurred, TMZ reported, citing law enforcement sources. The actress was said to be heavily intoxicated when a family member called police. She allegedly attacked an officer attempting to separate her from members of her family and kicked an EMT while being put in a gurney. Locklear is still being held at the Ventura County Jail as she cannot be released on bail before appearing in court due to the nature of the crime, USA Today reported. The court hearing is set for Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. Pacific Time with bail set at $20,000. Locklear was recently hospitalized following a 911 call and was arrested in February for domestic violence and battery on a police officer and emergency personnel. Jersey Shore star Ronnie Ortiz-Magro's ex-girlfriend Jen Harley was arrested Sunday for domestic battery following an incident with Ortiz-Magro. The pair, who share a 2-month-old daughter Ariana, allegedly got into a fight while driving home from a barbecue in Las Vegas, TMZ reported. Harley was said to have struck Ortiz-Magro in the face during the argument, and when he attempted to leave the car, Ortiz-Magro got caught in his seatbelt and was dragged while Harley continued to drive, causing injuries. Harley was taken to the Clarke County Detention Center with the bail set at $3,000, People magazine reported. Recently, the former couple got into another argument at Planet Hollywood, with police being called while Ortiz-Magro was filming season 2 of MTV's Jersey Shore Family Vacation. Richard Old Man Harrison, the star of history's long-running reality series Pawn Stars, has died at the age of 77. The Facebook account for the Gold and Silver Pawn Store at the center of Pawn Stars announced Harrison's death on Monday. The cause of death remains unknown. The post says, "It is with heavy hearts that we acknowledge the passing of Richard Benjamin Harrison, known as the Old Man on Pawn Stars fans the world over. This morning, he was surrounded by a loving family this past weekend and went peacefully. The team at Gold and Silver Pawn and the Pawn Stars family is grieving his loss. He'll be remembered as the best father, grandfather, and great-grandfather you could have by his family and by fans, as the sometimes grumpy, always loving, however often wisecracking, and voice of absolute reason on the history television show Pawn Stars. Services are pending, and the family appreciates your prayers and kind words." Harrison has appeared on Pawn Stars since it debuted in July 2009 and has been featured less frequently on the program in recent years. Harrison opened up the Gold and Silver Pawn in the 1980s with his son Rick, who also stars on the show, along with Rick's sons Corey and family friend Austin Chumley Russell. History said on Twitter, "We are deeply saddened by the loss of our friend Richard the Old Man Harrison, a beloved member of the History and at Pawn Stars family. He will be greatly missed for his wisdom and candor. Our thoughts are with the Harrison family during this difficult time." Celebrity couple Cardi B and Offset from the Migos reportedly married in secret in September. TMZ said Monday the pregnant 25-year-old rapper tied the knot with Offset prior to their public engagement last year. A marriage certificate shows Cardi B and Offset were married by a minister September 20th in Fulton County, Georgia. The certificate uses the couple's legal name, Kiara Kendro Cephas and Belakis Marlinez Amenazar. Offset, a member of the rap group Migos, referred to Cardi B as his wife during an acceptance speech Sunday at the 2018 BET Awards. The 26-year-old rapper said, "According to people, thank God, I thank my wife. You should thank yours." Cardi B and Offset got engaged during a concert in Philadelphia in October. Cardi B announced her pregnancy in April and confirmed in an interview with the Howard Stern show the next month she's expecting a daughter. She told host Howard Stern, "I'm having a girl." Singer-songwriter Gloria Estefan announced on social media Monday she will guest star on the Netflix sitcom One Day at a Time. Estefan wrote on Twitter and Instagram, "So excited to announce that I'll finally be a guest starring on at One Day at a Time Netflix. I'll be playing Mithra, Lydia's baby sister, and arch nemesis. I'm coming for you, Alvarez family. #ODAAT." The One Day at a Time Twitter feed featured a link to Estefan's message along with the words, "Familia, are you ready?" The show was renewed in March for a third season. It follows a loving, functional family led by Justina Machado's Penelope Alvarez, a U.S. Army Nursing Corps veteran and single mom who is working in a doctor's office and raising her teenage children, Elena and Alex, played by Isabella Gomez and Marcel Ruiz, in Los Angeles with the help of her Cuban-born mother, Lydia, played by Rita Moreno. One Day at a Time is the remake of the series developed by revolutionary writer-producer Norman Lear, which ran from 1975 to 1984. It starred Bonnie Franklin as a divorcee living in Indianapolis with her teenage daughters played by Ellie and Mackenzie Phillips. Bride-to-be Meghan Trainor wants to have a chill wedding. The 24-year-old singer discussed her upcoming nuptials on Monday's episode of Today following her engagement to actor Daryl Sabara. Trainor told Akabi, "My backyard's pretty, like real beautiful. I just wanted to be chill and with my family in the backyard, so I think I'm going to do that. I think around Christmas time because it's my favorite." She said of her plans, "My mom was like, stop telling them. It's going to be fine, Mom. No one knows where I live." Trainor previously told Entertainment Tonight she was envisioning a backyard barbecue. She said in an interview last week she was thinking Christmas because summer would be too hot. She says nice and cold so that when we dance and get sweaty, we can like cool off, Trainor got engaged to Sabara on her 24th birthday in December. She said during an episode of The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon in January that Sabara orchestrated the perfect proposal. The singer said of her reaction, "I was like screaming. My whole family was there." Paris Jackson says her grandfather Joe Jackson did not tweet amid cancer reports. The 20-year-old actress Emilia said Sunday on Twitter that there's no possible way Joe wrote a tweet alluding to his reported cancer battle. She wrote, "This is a beautiful tweet, though it upsets me to see whoever is in charge of this account taking advantage of it. My grandfather did not tweet this. I'm not sure if he's ever used this account." A tweet that appeared on Joe's verified Twitter account Sunday followed reports that the 89-year-old Jackson family patriarch has terminal cancer. The post reads, "I have seen more sunsets than I have left to see. The sun rises when the time comes, and whether you like it or not, the sun sets when the time comes." Paris followed up by thanking her followers for their well wishes. She also told fans she was by Joe's side all day Sunday. The actress wrote, "I flew out this morning to be with him all afternoon and evening." She added, "I was with him. There's no possible way for him to have tweeted that." Paris is the daughter of the late singer Michael Jackson, who died at the age of 50 in June 2009, and Debbie Rowe. Michael was the 8th of Joe's 10 children. Chris Stapleton, Dave Matthews, and Neil Young are among the few artists announced for Willie Nelson's 2018 Farm Aid concert that is set to take place in Hartford, Connecticut. Nelson will also be taking the stage alongside Casey Musgraves with John Mellencamp, Sergio Simpson, Margot Price, Nathaniel Ratliff and the Night Sweats, Lucas Nelson and The Promise of the Real, and Particle Kid also set to perform. The 33rd annual event will be taking place at the Xfinity Theater in Hartford on September 22nd, with tickets set to go on sale on June 29th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time through Live Nation. Additional acts will be announced at a later date. Farm Aid has raised $53 million for grants to help family farmers since it being introduced in 1985. Nelson said in a statement, "Family farmers are the backbone of our country, but today they are in danger. Whether we live in cities like Hartford or the rural areas of New England, each of us have the power to create positive, lasting change in our farm and food system and strengthen farm families to help them stay on the lands for generations to come." Mellencamp says the crisis farmers are in even worse than 1985, but there are a few farms left to lose. Family farms are becoming an endangered species. They have a whole system stacked against them, and time is running out for Americans to demand a fair playing field. Farm Aid 2018 has to be a rallying call for all of us to stand up and fight for these families. And now let's take a look at what happened on this date in entertainment history. On this date in 1998, Gone with the Wind re-releases in the United States. And on this date in 1998, the classic Civil War-era blockbuster Gone with the Wind, originally released in 1939, is re-released in U.S. theaters by New Line Cinema and Pictures. Produced by David O. Selznick and based on the mega best-selling novel of the same name by Margaret Mitchell, Gone with the Wind made its splashy debut in Atlanta, Georgia in December 1939. Beautiful British newcomer Vivian Leigh starred as the scheming Southern belle Scarlett O'Hara, who pins after her gentlemanly neighbor Ashley Wilkes, played by Leslie Howard, long after his marriage to the impossibly kind and gracious Melanie, played by Olivia de Havilland. Hollywood's most beloved leading man, Clark Gable, played the roguish but ultimately good-hearted Rhett Butler, Scarlett's admirer and possible soulmate, who rescues her from the fires of Atlanta and later becomes her third husband. At the following year's Oscar ceremony, Gone with the Wind collected 8 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director for Victor Fleming, Best Actress for Leigh, and Best Adapted Screenplay. Hattie McDaniel, who played Scarlett's bossy, beloved Mammy, won in the Best Supporting Actress category, becoming the first African-American performer to receive an Oscar. In addition to its critics' honors, the film grossed close to $200 million, making it one of the most profitable films of all time. Though Gone with the Wind had always been a controversial blockbuster for its sympathetic portrayal of the antebellum South, its popularity endured over the next half-century, fueled by several theatrical re-releases. For its 1998 re-release, the nearly 60-year-old film was digitally restored and its sound was remastered. For the first time in decades, it was also shown in its original aspect ratio, instead of the widescreen format favored with previous release, which had at times resulted in characters' heads appearing cut off. Also, for the first time in more than 30 years, the film was processed in Technicolor, in which it was originally made. Earlier in 1998, Gone with the Wind had placed 4th on the American Film Institute's inaugural poll of the 100 best American films of all time, behind Citizen Kane, Casablanca, and The Godfather. In the 10th anniversary edition of that list, released in June 2008, it had dropped 2 spots to number 6. Also on this date in 2012, Nora Ephron, the director of When Harry Met Sally, dies. On this day in 2012, Academy Award-nominated filmmaker Nora Ephron, whose credits include Silkwood, When Harry Met Sally, and You've Got Mail, died at the age of 71 from complications of leukemia in New York City. Known for her sharp, witty writing style, Ephron was an accomplished writer, director, and producer, as well as novelist and playwright. Nora Louise Ephron was born in New York City on May 19, 1941, and raised in Beverly Hills, California. Her parents were Hollywood screenwriters whose credits include There's No Business Like Show Business, 1954, and Carousel, 1956. After graduating from Wellesley College in 1962, Ephron began her career as a mail clerk at Newsweek magazine. She went on to work as a reporter for the New York Post before becoming a magazine journalist and essayist in the late 1960s. She launched her movie career by co-writing the screenplay for Silkwood in 1983, based on the life of whistleblower Karen Silkwood, who died under suspicious circumstances while investigating claims of wrongdoing at an Oklahoma plutonium plant where she had been employed. Ephron's script earned her an Oscar nomination. Her next screenplay was for Heartburn, 1986, which she adapted from her 1983 best-selling novel of the same name. The book was a roman à clef about the acrimonious breakup of her marriage to Watergate journalist Carl Bernstein. Efron garnered her second Oscar nomination for Best Screenplay for the romantic comedy When Harry Met Sally in 1989, the box office hit starring Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan. In addition to her movies, Efron penned such best-selling as I Feel Bad About My Neck and Other Reflections on Being a Woman, 2006, and I Remember Nothing, 2010. With her sister Delia Efron, she wrote the play Love, Loss, and What I Wore in 2008. At the time of her death, which was caused by pneumonia brought on by an acute myeloid leukemia, Efron had been married for more than 2 decades to author and screenwriter Nicholas Pileggi, who wrote Goodfellas and Casino. And as your entertainment report for Tuesday, June 26, 2018, I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back tomorrow to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Good night, and God bless you all.